Kids, aloha. Oh my goodness. I thought there was only like 3 to 7 little mice, but apparently there must be some bigger mice screaming about breatharianism. So, boy, I knew it would be foodie would be touchy. Didn't want to go there, so I'm just going to say this is what Uncle Martin meant. Breatharianism, I guess you're taking me literally. That would mean breathing. That could have been in the dark or out in the light, I suppose. There are people that just sit around just breathing in the light, in the sunlight. Uncle Martin would say, I would prefer to have some water with that air. Plus, I told you it's probably 1% if that could do something like that. I was just saying, since 15, I was thinking I wouldn't mind going in that direction. The spectrum I was trying to say is meat to drinking water, breathing, and having some sun. That's all I was basically saying. And how we get to wherever you want to go, it's up to you by your free choice. I believe it's got to be at least 85% of the planet terrific are eating meat. I would have to be crazy to say, oh yeah, breatharianism, that's for everybody. Yeah, right. No, it isn't. What I was trying to get across is if it's your free choice to go in that direction, you should be able to give it a shot. I would suggest you really do some reading on it before you just stop eating. And by the way, kids, I want you to be eating 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when it's put in front of you, that plate is in front of you on your table. It's going to be up to you whether you're grateful for it, which would be positive, or ungrateful, which would be negative. Basically what I was trying to get across to everybody. But boy, did I open up a can of worms. So I'm just going to say also that hurting people's feelings is what I was trying to get across in 1980 when I was eating those pork and beans and hot dogs and that lemonade, tap water. It was my test because I believe to this day, if I bless my food, it's going to be okay for me. And that's just where I'm at. Everyone is at their own level on what they're going to believe or try to accomplish. Boy, all I'm trying to say is the less we limit ourselves and other people, it's going to be much more positive, which I was trying to get across also. These people with their eyes bugging out, skin and bones, little kids, women that definitely look like they would enjoy a meal. First of all, America is the most giving of the whole planet terrific. And I believe we've given so much for these people to eat some food. And I saw a newsreel one time where somebody came running out of the trees, a guy grabbing some woman's bag of goodies, taking it and running back out into the trees. So I believe at this time, if we're going to be giving money to have these folks eat some food, I would prefer to have some armed guards there, get them to the village, watch them cook the food, and eat the food, and let them eat the food. So anybody out there that thinks it's okay because they think it's right to starve these people, it's wrong. It's negative, and it isn't positive. I can't get into the right and wrong because whoever's starving these people obviously think it's right when it's negative. That's why I can't go right and wrong, because everybody has their own understanding. So if whoever's starving these people, if you really believe that it's a positive thing, well, that's where karma comes in. That's where the law of karma is. You'll get to learn. You will learn if you think it's positive, and you'll see how that comes back to you. That's the way it works. So I guess that's what we're all here to be, is learning. See, I was getting angry and I caught myself. See, we catch ourselves at all different times. Getting angry is feeding negativity. I don't care if you think something is totally negative, you can't get angry at it because all you're doing is feeding negativity when you get angry under any circumstances. Even if you think it's the right thing to do and you're getting angry, I'm sorry. We have to control ourselves, at least to stay neutral, and then we can work a little closer to being more loving and kind. Loving and kind just doesn't doesn't happen here. You got to work up to it, let me tell you. So the best way not to fall into the trap of getting angry would have to be at least neutral. Perfect. Breatharianism. Boy, did I hear something from that. So I'm saying it definitely isn't for everybody. I'm just saying it should be someone's free choice to pick if they want to try breathing and just being in the air and having water. That's up to you. But when it's being forced on someone, that is so negative that that's what I had to say about that. So from there, what do we got? We got round 2, round 3. Yeah, round 3. Yeah, it kept dwindling down. It was Marty, the next biggest guy, and then they got down to a guy just a little bigger than Marty. And I don't know how they picked him, but he was nothing, and I guess that's what happened. I was confronted in the bathroom with the guy. He came over to me, and I just said, "Look, buddy boy, you don't want this." And I threw him against the wall. I guess Sister was outside because it might have made a little noise, because everybody left the boys' bathroom because they didn't want to be involved. That's what happens also. So when Reuben and I get out the door, Sister's waiting. She says, "What happened here?" And Reuben's a little red-faced, but he's not hurt. And we both said, "I don't know what you're talking about, Sister. I think Reuben slipped against the wall." And then she couldn't prove anything. So that was pretty cool. Then we sit down, and the Reverend Father comes in and says, I was an altar boy still, but I wasn't doing any mass stuff. And he comes in and says, "I need 2 altar boys." And he normally was picking a couple of the henchmen, I guess, or one of the henchman guys, and then another guy. So all of our hands went up, and he saw that my hand was up. So my mom was always going for him in confession. And I guess I might have stopped. I don't think I had anything to say, but he knew me, and he knew I was an altar boy, so he couldn't wait for me to get it in 8th grade. That's right. It was in 7th grade during the summer. I'm trying to put a picture out there. So he was picking me and Reuben, the least of the worst of the 5. So Reuben and I, we going, I don't know why you get more money. See, you get money at weddings and funerals. Funerals, for some reason, you get more money. So we both got $5 each, Father, and he got like a 20, maybe $30. So he got 25, and we got the 2 5s. We get back to the classroom, and the biggest of the henchmen, there's 2 big ones, but the biggest one comes over to me and says, "Hey, how much money you make?" I said, "Oh, I got $5. He says, "Great, we're all getting pop." Everybody cheers. "Yeah, we're getting pop." I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Oh yeah, that's the deal. Everybody gets, when you come back from a wedding or funeral, you divvy up." I guess the pop was what, a nickel. Mountain Dew or what all that stuff was a nickel. Had to be, because everybody got usually got a pop. And I said, "Oh, really? Everybody gets a pop, huh?" "Yeah, pop." He says, "Yeah, everybody gets a soda." And I said, "Oh, really?" I'm looking around saying, "What about Reuben? You know, is he going to chip in on this?" And Reuben says, "No, I'm not going to." And I'm saying, "Well, it's going to be my money." He says, "Yeah, that's what we do." And he's getting real close to my face. And I looked at him and said, "Not today, buddy." And he was like trying to intimidate me, like, yeah. So he saw that I wasn't intimidated, so he went and sat down. And then, oh my God, you know what happened next? They were changing the guards. The little short nun that we had was changing guards because it was time for sex education. And you know, I wasn't going to go there because it's very touchy, sex education. Probably about as touchy as breatharianism. Probably more so. But I didn't get sex kids preschoolers, kindergartners. I didn't get sex education until 8th grade, you know. Dad gave me something, but it wasn't really anything that I could put together on anything. So I learned it from the gang of kids that were, you know, talking. So I'm going to try to put it out there like Sister did, and maybe we can get away with this or not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The tall, skinny sister comes in, and she says, well, this is where we're at with sex education. So she said, what did she say? What it is a boy and a girl, man and a woman. They come together, and the sperm and the egg meet up, and that's how we're born. You know, we all know that, I would think, right? It's common knowledge. So she was writing the word intercourse. While she's writing intercourse, which intercourse could be 4 ways you can do intercourse. It could be physically, it could be mentally, verbally, or spiritually. So you got 4 ways of going with intercourse. Well, she's writing this long word intercourse, and she's saying, well, while she's saying intercourse, she's saying intercourse is a beautiful thing. And there was 51 of us that smiled. There was somebody, Robert went, it was 4. And I guess it was subconscious or something, because you would never want to do that in Catholic school. Laugh out loud on that word. And she turns around, and we're all like, we're not smiling. Nobody's smiling. But Robert had the reddest face, I guess. She says, who laughed? And it was pretty obvious who laughed. It was Robert. He was sitting like in the middle of everybody. And nobody pointed him out. She just looked right at him. And she said, Robert, did you think that was funny? Intercourse is a beautiful thing. You think that's funny? You think that's funny? And he said, no, sister. She says, Robert, come here. We kind of knew what was going to go on. Maybe you kids don't know. But Robert got up. He was just maybe just a smidge under the nose of sister. She was at least 6 foot. She didn't have to pull your tie down like the little nun, and you looked at her and you got us, because all of us seemed to be a class clown because everybody got their shot in the face. But with the big guys were always, until she grabbed the tie and pulled you down to look. And then, you know, when it was my turn with the little sister, I said, okay, it's my turn. And I just went down. Yes, sister. And I got it. Okay. But Robert was about the same size. She didn't have to pull no tie. And she asked this question, kids. Honestly, she did. She said, Robert, would you like 1 or would you like 2? Simple question. Well, Robert was thinking that over. And I guess we knew what was going to happen, but we didn't realize really what was going to happen. He said 1, and the number, when he said 1, it was fingerprints were on his face. When she took her fingerprints from his face, you still saw her fingerprints on his face. And she said, Robert, intercourse is a beautiful thing. He said, yes, sister, it is. And he went and sat down. So that was pretty much, I don't know, I guess that was all the sex education we really got on the thing. Other than, I guess, well, the rules were told to us earlier, if you held the girl's hand, if you were caught holding a girl's hand, if you kissed a girl's hand, if you kissed her, it was detention. And of course, if you did anything else, you got excommunicated. So I guess the kids that were caught on the couch, whatever, they got excommunicated. And the other guy, the other henchman that was the next biggest guy, I guess it was about 2 weeks before we were going to graduate. I guess him and another girl, they were excommunicated. We didn't know what it was for, but I can guess we can imagine. So we all get different rules in life on what we can do, what we can't do. And definitely you cannot laugh in Catholic school on sex education. Or you should hold it back and just smile. Not, if anybody's there in 8th grade, 7th grade, whatever grade they're teaching that now, I suggest you just smile and do not laugh. I was going to go with the next thing, but I had to just go back just a smidge. 2nd grade with the sister screaming those 3 words at me. I guess I was thinking, why was she really excited at me? Because I guess I did ask a few more questions that I forgot about. So I said, whenever I forget about something, I'll try to bring it up so we can really be clear on where everything was going. So it was when she said with baptism, it was, she said, and she didn't say a person with more experience. She said it was an old bum. And you know, when I'm thinking bum, it was like that movie, yeah, bum, I'm not a bum. Yeah, bum, I'm not a bum. Those guys are great. But I'm just trying to keep some kind of cosmic humor here on this stuff. But she says an old bum comes by, falls next to you, and you're supposed to run to Father so he can get the holy water and take care of the guy. And I was thinking also, if I was quick-witted, I could have said, well, sister, I should run and get Father. Well, wouldn't I want to say, would you like me to get a doctor? I'm sorry. It's just the cosmic humor keeps getting me, guys. I hope I'm not offending anybody and not hurting anybody's feelings. That's the last thing I want to do at this point. So sister says, I said, sister, I'm knocking on the door. Father's not there. Nobody's there. What do I do? That's when she says, well, even you can baptize a guy. You just get water, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and off to heaven he goes. So then that's where the Viking chick, sister, what if it's muddy water? And sister says, absolutely. Muddy water's fine. And that's when we had that rain and we were jumping over muddy puddles. And that's why she asked. But sister's getting a little more perturbed because the thing is rolling with more questions. She doesn't want to go to any more questions. But I had to ask. I said, sister, what if he's a killer and he hasn't been baptized? Would he go to hell? Would he go to purgatory? She says, no, he wouldn't, because he would get baptized and he's going to heaven. I just couldn't stop asking. I just said, well, sister, what would happen if he was just a really, really, really good person? Would he go to hell? Or being a real good person, would he go to purgatory? She says, no, he would go to hell. I said, real good. And then remember, we were just finishing up with saints, and you remember I played Saint Martin. So I said, sister, what if he was a saint? A saint, does nothing but good, positive things. You'd have to be doing positive things if you're a saint. So I said, sister, if he was a saint, would he not at least go to purgatory? Because he didn't get baptized. Sister, he's a saint. He didn't get baptized. Wouldn't he go to purgatory? That was it. That's what I'm saying. I was sitting in that front desk, the veins popped, the face blew up, screaming at me, looking at me, no, hell, hell, hell. And I'm thinking, did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong? That's what I was thinking in second grade, kids. So what I've learned to believe is this one source, the one God, is a loving God. Even though the Old Testament has a bunch of cursing in it. That's maybe where you guys are getting the idea of cursing. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm saying, I believe the source, the main source, is a loving God. A giving God for everyone. And it just seems, from what I've read, I've read the 8 major religions. And in Egypt, that religion, there were some things, there's 15, like Christianity has 10, and Christianity, or the Egyptian has 15. Can't say which one it was, but when it said this, it it just kind of was an awakening for me that when we go to our next level, no more just, we go to another level, and that level is for our soul to go there's a purification, and fire is a purification, let's face it. But it's not for eternity. It's not for eternity. It's not for eternity. It's not for eternity. That is not a loving God. Hell and damnation for the rest of eternity is not a loving God. I'm sorry. And it isn't. So their understanding was it's for a whatever time period. It's not for ever, 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 ever. Like Christianity and Judaism, apparently. By the way, Christianity and Judaism picked up hell, the lake of fire and hellfire, from the Egyptians, by the way. Oh boy. So on that premise, I'm saying you are not going to hell, all right? No matter what you're doing, you're not going to hell. You are not going to hell, and you're not going to hell, all right? Does that make anybody feel better? I hope it does. You are going somewhere, and you're going somewhere, and you're going somewhere. Actually, what it comes down to, whatever you believe and you're praying to is where you're going. Wherever you're praying and believing is where you're going to, and you have to decide if you want hot or cold water. And that's what it comes down to. It's a loving God and not a hateful God. This is my understanding, Uncle Martin's understanding. So I'll probably get a bunch of stuff like breatharianism, but I'm trying to tell you, it's our free choice on where we're at. And anybody that says you have to go over here, and you must stay here, are interfering with your free choice. And that's what I'm trying to get across to whoever is left out there. That it is always our free choice, if we are thinking positive or we're thinking negative. And I'm just saying, when it comes up negative, we have a choice to say, don't want it anymore, go away. It will. And if it's positive, hey, let's have some more of that. And you can say you want more of this too. Again, it's up to you. You little farmers, it's totally up to you if you want to plant weeds or you want to plant corn. And when you're planting weeds and corn, you just don't know what you're getting. And so if you can just go for the 100%, and that way the karma, what we give out, we will receive. And it comes back 100% faster, rather than you guys in the middle. it's coming back 50-50. The 50-50 just ain't making it because you're just not seeing how it's really coming back. I don't know if I even hit upon anything. I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings because that is so important. Again, I don't really care if you're a guy feeling you're a girl, or if you're a girl feeling you're a guy, or you don't know what you're feeling. All I'm saying is, kids, people that are in that frame of mind, you just don't point at them and start laughing and giggling because it's hurting their feelings, all right? And I can't get that across more than anything, that is limiting them, and we don't want to limit them or yourselves, is what I'm saying. When we limit people, it's harder for them to grow and get to the next level. Fear, we're not going to make it with fear. We're going to make it with love and understanding. And we can always choose if you want to keep incorporating fear, if you want to keep incorporating love, it's going to be up to us. And again, I gotta say, I think we can just do less fear, less anger, less judgment on both sides, because I know this side has the same thing. You have your own fears and you have your own judgment for whatever reason, because you are the best religion. You're the best religion. You haven't chosen a religion. And I don't say religion is the way to go. I say there was some great person at one time that had written, he spoke these words that heaven is within, all right? It's not in any church, no man-made church. It is within all of us to find that peace, that tranquility within ourselves. And that's where it comes in also. We are either we have harmony or the lack of harmony. And when we are in harmony rather than out of harmony, we stay well when we are in harmony, and we are the opposite of well when we're not in harmony. See, that's what it comes down to. We are at ease at this side, or we are at dis-ease on this side. And when you have dis-ease is when it happens to be you get sick. When you're at ease, sickness doesn't last as long. I don't know if I got anybody, probably lost a whole bunch of people, a lot of mice. But I think you kids understand positive from negative. This right and wrong has to stop at a certain point, because everybody thinks they're right, and you could be very well wrong when you start judging, right? And you might think you're right, and really, is it really right, you know? That's why there isn't right and wrong. It's either positive or it's negative. And I'm not saying you're negative, all right? Because you can think you're positive. That's what I'm saying. You could have a positive negative, a negative positive, if we go into math, for crying out loud. So it works that way on both sides also. Oh boy. So I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I really do. I'm just trying to keep a cosmic humor on everything, but I'm also trying to get across that it's important, really important, that these times are coming to where we do get to choose. We do choose. And if we can just choose a little better to where we are having more understanding, more forgiving, and more love, I believe we can do it. I really do. And if we do, it's going to be what they call another golden age. We've had a few of them in the past. Or it's going to be another dark age. And we're all coming out of this dark age, by the way. As I said before, more knowledge and wisdom is coming out for a reason. I believe it's for our choice to decide if we're going to throw a little bit more understanding, love, and giving, rather than just taking, and just a little bit of giving. Just a little more giving over here, a little less judgment over here. And I really believe we will come together. Eating out of the same bowl together without killing each other. on a at least neutral grounds, eating out of the same bowl on a neutral ground, and then from there, it's going to get so much better because we're eating together. We're sitting down at the table eating together. Oh boy, that would be fantastic. So, I ran out of time. I got to say it again. Aloha! And I mean it. Be well.